Hi, this is Scotty Gomez. Welcome to Gomer Time, episode 2. Today we chat with my old former teammate, Glen Metropolit. Now, Metro is one of the best teammates any of us could ever have. And his rise to make it all the way to the NHL is incredible. So I hope you guys enjoy his story, and here we go. Metro, take it away, bud.
Thanks, man. Having a blast. Thanks. Great seeing you, buddy. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, look at you in shape and everything.
Well, still take my medicine. That's my medicine every day, man. I got to work out, kind of clear the head and kind of tackle the day, you know. So
that's good. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
so let's, I guess we'll start because I don't think people realize your story. I mean, it's been told. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's not a secret or anything, but it's just still amazing how a ghetto kid came out of Toronto and literally played in the NHL. I mean, the odds were so stacked against you. I know you personally with your story growing up and, how you were raised. I mean, I guess just getting a little bit of that. You're born in Toronto and...
Yeah, basically born in inner city, downtown Toronto. Cabbagetown is the area. Regent Park was basically the projects. That was the name of it. Raised by a single mom. Don't know my real dad type thing. And growing up...
Probably an ugly guy, but it's all right.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Never know, I guess. I don't know, but... Anyway, kind of, the outdoor rinks, playing ball hockey all the time. And then finally, 7 or 8, hockey's everything up in Canada, right? So all your buddies are playing hockey. And, it kind of just started off, seeing my uncles playing ball hockey on the ice. And then I fell in love with the game. And there's a rink called Moss Park where the city ran the league where you didn't have to pay for equipment or nothing like that. So that was kind of my step on the ice. And I fell in love with it, right? And then eventually it became my escape, my happiness, from all the noise outside, where, you're seeing drug dealers, you're seeing prostitution, you're seeing, all this stuff where...
And I remember you used to tell me that, you were the kid, you're out there, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Right? There was you basically had no rule. I mean, you had no curfew, you had nothing. I mean,
no.
You were just a kid out there, it's kind of amazing. No one's really allowed to go out on the public park at 11 at night, and there's no Metro just skating,
Yeah, the good thing about the ice though there was that the city would take care of the the ice rink, so we'd have to climb over the gate or whatever. But it was it was always good ice. I mean, they take care of it. So the boards were up, and
so when did you were you playing? So the league offered a team, I guess. Are you on?
This
team?
Was like a house league.
Okay, house league. Okay,
house league.
Did someone see you and finally said we got to get this kid?
Yeah,
playing on a comp team or AAA team or
basically it was one of those. I started out with the house league, and then kept on playing house league hockey till 13, 14,
oh, wow.
And then I started playing more of an organized league where I didn't play in AAA because you need money and
yeah, exactly.
I couldn't. I was the kid traveling on the subway streetcar by myself with my gear. I'd be the kid wearing jeans underneath my hockey equipment because I didn't know how to dress. So,
yeah, right.
But just started from there. I had confidence because all my other buddies that were playing hockey, they were good, but they were playing AAA hockey. They had good families taking care of them, and not saying my family wasn't good, but I just didn't have the support and the resources that they had. And
but deep down, you
you
must have started thinking shit, these guys are playing AAA. I can
kind of deep down. I had the inner confidence.
Yeah, I'm better than all these guys.
Yeah. I knew I'd be, instead of taking the elevator, I'd be the kid running up the stairs, to be a better skater.
Oh, shit.
But
well, that didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work. I wasn't really a good skater anyway, buddy.
No. But it's funny because I was watching a video of you, and it brought back a flashback where you with the ball. Yeah. And that was part of your warm up, and it was funny because I saw that and I go, "Holy shit!" I remember guys just watching you. We'd sit there and watch you just do tricks with the ball, and you're having a conversation. You're doing, and then as soon as you leave, we're all trying to do that, and it just was. I mean, you just had that in you. I mean, that's from a young age because I think it said your story that you never went anywhere without an orange ball, and it's where I wish I would have done that because I just basically carried a stick and just. I always imagined the puck, and no wonder I didn't have hands. But I do remember that. Yeah, sure. I do remember that. Just the stuff you would do in the locker room, the spins back, and then I think you'd start putting a little more flair because you'd have a crowd there, and we don't. The only one that ever thought he could match it was Cammy. Because Cammy's the only one that would ever think he was better than that. But that's So
that all started back basically when you're growing up downtown Toronto. You're in foster homes, in projects. It's you just fall in love with hockey. And it was like, all right, well, I always wanted to play, so I always have my ball with me and kind of just doing shit, rolling it down my shaft, whatever, kind of just having a great time. So,
yeah. No, I mean,
it became like my buddy. Ball, So,
did you have a name for the ball? Like
Wilson? Wilson. It ended up being Wilson. Well, actually, it ended up being Wilson. I wrote on the ball Wilson.
Come on.
Castaway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where how did you end up in the BC League?
Yeah, that's so going 14, 15, I'm playing high school hockey now. There comes a point where it's either kind of like I'm not playing AAA hockey, midget, whatever. Kevin Weeks, Jeff Wilson, a bunch of other guys were playing for the Young Nats, and a good buddy of mine, my best friend growing up, he kind of went to the Junior B League in Ontario, a new team called Richmond Hill Riot. Mm-hmm. And he was kind of like the sought after prospect. Guys went to OHL or they went to Junior B to go get a scholarship, right? Whatever. And he's like, Metro, why don't you come try out, And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I might as well. I'll give it. Can I swear on this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Gomer
so
time.
I'm like, yeah, it's Gomer time, so I should be able to swear.
Yeah.
So he kind of was like, why don't you come and try out? And I was kind of like raw talent. I wasn't really coached. I didn't do hockey schools, whatever. And basically last cut on that team, made the team. And then second year I went back, had a great year. And then basically I was 18 years old at the time, turning 19. And all my buddies now are bar time, drinking, giving up on hockey. And I kind of still was like, I want to play hockey. Yeah. And I went to a camp in Guelph called the Super Lakeland Camp, something like that.
Oh yeah, we had those. Yeah, we had those in Alaska. All the BC teams. Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. So the coach there, Rob Bremner, he was my coach eventually in Vernon. He was happened to be there, kind of prospecting players, and I was out there dangling, kind of doing my thing out there, and had a lot of confidence. And then he's like, "Why don't you come out to Vernon? Get your life straightened," because I was starting to party now, and just doing shit I shouldn't have been doing.
We all go through that.
And it was just great time. He came in my life and gave me a good shot to go out there, get my grades straightened out. You go to high school downtown Toronto, it was like, you're not aspiring to get an A. It was like, just let me get my credit. 50%, 60%. It wasn't.
Say that's basically how I was. As long as you can make grades for school. As long as
Yeah. So went out there, had a great year out there. Kind of got recruited by I signed a letter of intent with Bowling Green.
Okay.
The Falcons.
Yeah.
And had to stay till late June to finish up my school grades to kind of get everything caught up. Had good SATs, and then basically got a call in the summer from Buddy Powers. He was the coach, and he said, the NCAA, the clearinghouse didn't allow you to come. You didn't pass. You'd have to be redshirted for a year. Uh-huh. And I was like, I don't want to just practice for a year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I wasn't really scholastic. Books. And then finally, summertime's around now. I don't have an agent. My whole plan was to go to school. Mm-hmm. And I'm calling Troy Mick, who's assistant coach with Rob Bremner in Vernon.
Yeah.
And he, WHL, leading goal scorer, great guy.
I had some friends that played for him when they won the BC, or they won the national championship.
Okay, yeah. So he ended up getting me a tryout in Nashville with the East Coast. Actually, it was IHL at the time, Atlanta Knights. And I tried out. First cut down to Nashville I went, and East Coast Hockey League, man. Here we go. Let's go.
So what was so you go down to the East Coast, but you're probably just like, fuck it, this is great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing pro hockey.
I'm getting $350 a week.
Yeah, right.
I'm not in Toronto, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back there, so it was just back to the love of the game, right? I just wanted to play, keep on improving. Mark Humpel was my coach. He was really good with me. Grinded it out. We had some good veterans, Hugo Belanger, a few other guys, can't really name right now, but Harry York was one of the guys on our team. He made it up to St. Louis for a little while. He had a good little stint, and then batted my way, Gomer. You know what I mean?
Just kept going, huh?
Kept going, man. Yeah, fuck.
How long were you in Nashville for?
I was in Nashville for that year, and then they went to Pensacola. Okay. The IHL team in Atlanta went to Quebec with the Raffles, and I kind of followed them. So I went to Quebec Raffles right away. I made their team IHL, and then basically got sent down to Pensacola that next year, and then following year, 2 years in Grand Rapids.
Okay. And then so are you still thinking at this point, like, dude, I can make the show, or is it just kind of like, hey, I'm you're not set, because I know there's no way you'd be set like, oh, this is it. But at one point, I mean, it's like, and we came into the league. You look way older than me, and you're a little older than me, but we came in, we were tiny. were tiny guys.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Back in that era, for
sure.
sure.
When Lindros phase was going.
Yep.
So there's another thing. You're in the coast. You're, the guy's got
no one's
got
ever
something, but he won't last because he's his size or whatever. Like, so when did you finally get that shot where? Here we go.
Well, first of all, the East Coast, it was like, okay, I'm working for hockey. I got a job. You know what I mean? That was kind of the attitude, and I want to get better. And no one from the East Coast back in the day wasn't like there's prospects in the East Coast. It was more or less just the fighters and, some skilled guys, but no draft picks or anything. So no one really went to the NHL from the coast then. But seeing Harry York get called up, he got called up. My buddy Chad Quinville, he went to the Albany River Rats. And seeing those guys getting an opportunity, I was like, man, okay, you know what? If I keep grinding, I can be as good as these guys, And fuck, that was the mentality I had. I was like, I'm going to work. I'm going to be first guy on the ice, last guy off. Be a good team guy. You know what I mean? Just do what I had to do, man. And then fucking just the rest kind of followed suit, I guess.
Yeah. So what was that? What was your first game in the NHL?
My first game in NHL was with in '99. I signed with the Washington Capitals, and starting lineup against Pavel Bure down in Florida, Panthers. Shit. I made camp. Adam Oates was my center. The great fucking Adam Oates. Yeah. I'm intimidated by this guy. He's the best ever. I'm watching him back in the day with Cam Neely and all the guys. Like I was kind of like pinching myself. Peter Bondra was the left winger. I was right winger. OC Peter Bondra, and then I don't know who's on the back. Gonchar, and I don't know. Olaf was in that. Kolzig, and starting lineup. Chris Simon was on our team. A bunch of other great guys. I had a bad game. We lost the game 3-1. I played 19 minutes. -1. It was kind of more or less just don't make a mistake. Type attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to make a mistake. Ron Wilson was my coach. Tim Army. And then I got sent down. I remember being, oh, fuck. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm done. Like, I had that 2 weeks feeling sorry for myself. I'm down in Portland, Maine now. My girlfriend, my fiance at the time, she's down with me. And I fucking lost hope a little bit. And then Glen Hanlon was my coach down there. And he's like, none of this shit. This is the time to get better. Learn. Then I learned how to work out. I was training, working out, and then
that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference when like guys like us. I mean, it was when you say that, like, you learn how to work out. I mean, I was no specimen, but you do learn how to, like, wow, this is kind of
be a good pro.
Your body is the number one most important thing. Or you do go out the night before. Hey, you got to sweat it out the next day. Like you just gonna little stuff like that. It's just the way. It was a different league back then. That's for sure. But
so he taught me that, and then I got called up November 2nd, and that's when. I had the confidence now. I got called up. I was like, fuck, I belong here, man. I'm going to belong here. Scored a goal, 2 assists, first star. Then I was just on top of the world.
You belong.
I feel like I made that step, right?
It's so funny, that fucking step where, like, going in the next day.
Yeah.
To practice, you're like, it's not like you're saying, it's not.
Not swag.
I'm here I'm not making a mistake. You're thinking, I'm going to go make someone else, someone else is going to be making the mistake because this is confidence. Yeah. It's like you said. Yeah. And then, so you're there and finish out the year there.
Basically, can't totally backtracking now. I don't know if I finished the whole year there or I was up and down, whatever, right? Did the up and down. I did the up and down for 4 years in the organization. Then finally last year, I was kind of like, actually, was it the last year, Bruce Cassidy was there. He brought in some of his guys. Glen Hanlon was my coach in Portland. And it was either him or Bruce getting that job, Butchie, right? And Glenn didn't get it. He was assistant coach, but if Glenny would have got it, that would have really given me my shot, right?
For sure.
So kind of had one of those years where up and down. My first daughter was born, Olivia. We're at the residence inn. She's sleeping in the top drawer, while they come visit, and we're back in Portland. And then finally I'm like, oh, can you guys trade me? I'm like, fuck, this is no.
Yeah, this is going to be writing's on the wall. This is going to be.
I can't battle like this anymore. 3-3s in the minors, getting called up, and so they, nothing happened. Didn't trade me, and I went to Finland. I talked to Bill Zito at the time, my agent. And he was like, okay, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Russia to chase the money? I'm like, no, I want to go and prove myself that I can come back, be an NHLer. So, good lifestyle, Finland. They're good hockey players, great nation, right? I went there for 2 years, focused on my conditioning, working out, kind of, refined my game a little bit, and then got my crack coming back after the World Championships in 2006. After a year in Lugano, winning championship, MVP of the league.
Oh, nice.
And saw Don Waddell when I played for Team Captain, Team Canada, and got my crack to get back.
That's amazing. I mean,
But I always believed in myself to, I want to get back to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
And that's been the story of my life, right? You want to prove everyone wrong.
So
you know what I mean?
It's funny how because we were just talking about it earlier, like Steve Alcat, his moment was he was in the coast and his coach said to him like, hey, it's time you probably start thinking about life, and he just was like, what? Like, I'm going to make the NHL, and he said right from then that moment on, that was it. His focus was making it in the league, and he did. I mean, he's doing great now. Yeah. So who was like your best coach? Who was the guy that literally, saw the player you are? I mean,
I really think Glen Hanlon. If I was to choose one, they're all great coaches that I've had. Some are harder than others. Davey Allison, kind of old style coach. Ron Wilson was great. I mean, just some greats, but everyone's had a hand in it. But I got to go with Glen Hanlon. Teaching me how to be a pro. I mean. That's
cool. And then all right, so we'll just go a little forward. You're actually one of the guys though that people, go through trades and waivers and stuff like that. But it's funny because I remember we played together. You told me that, and I remember hearing that, like, wait, he played or
skate in the morning.
Yeah, skate in the morning. Like, you explain that, like
that's wild. Yeah. Well, shit. Yeah. After a good year in Boston, I had played in Boston there and signed a two-year deal in Philly with the Flyers. Going to camp, have a decent camp. It was all, I'll talk to John Stevens, you're going to be playing with Upshaw and Lupul. And I'm like, fuck yeah, right on. It's going to be a good line. We're going to have it. And nothing's for sure, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So go to camp, kind of do the camp thing, kind of one of those years where didn't start off too good. And, injuries came in for years in and out. And, just one of those years. And then finally this moment came where, they put me on waivers trying to trade me, whatever. But I skate in the morning. John's, we got Montreal's in town. We're playing, the Habs that night, and John's like, Metro, there's a good chance that you're on waivers. Good chance. I got a good feeling someone's going to pick you up, but if not, you got to be prepared to play tonight. I'm like, fuck yeah, whatever, right? Okay,
that's the worst.
Let's snap the biscuit around. Yeah, no problem. I got it. So go home, eat at the, eat my pasta and kind of get ready for the game and taking a nap and get a call. It's Bob Gainey. Bob Gainey. I'm like, fucking Bob Gainey. All right. Bob Gainey.
Yeah,
Montreal Canadiens, right? He's like,
He's got that nice voice. Yeah, just calm.
So I'm like, hey, Mr. Gainey, he's like, Metro, I'm proud to say that, we picked you up off waivers and, you think you're going to be a great player for us, Montreal Canadiens. I'm like, all right, well, thanks, So then I get on a call with Guy Charon and, Guy Carbonell, sorry. Yeah. He's a coach. And he's like, Metro, I understand the situation. We're here tonight playing against the Flyers. You can, if you want to play, we'd love to have you play tonight. But if not, I totally understand. I'm like, well, fuck, I want to play. I want to stick it up their ass, right? And so, get to the, wife drops me off at the, Wells Fargo Center there, the Flyers. I go down to the dressing room, walk by all the guys, high-fiving the door guys and shit.
Oh, man.
Now I'm a Montreal Canadian, sitting beside George Laraque. Yeah. So, story goes, I get on, start lineup, myself, Kovalev, and Saku Koivu. They score first shift. I'm like, this is not going well. You know what I mean? So, Hartnell scores, I think, of all people, Harts. But second shift, penalty, out of the penalty box, get a breakaway, Niedermaki stones me. And anyway, long story, we end up winning the game, so we won the game in overtime. I think Matthew Schneider scored or something.
Oh, nice.
But, and then now I'm off to Montreal.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, so you
come after,
So I come in, I meet you. I had to go to Montreal. I get traded, summertime, and then it was funny because it was actually going to a bachelor party in Montreal, and I just got traded like a week before. So it's weird how it happened. Yeah. So we're there, and that's when I met you, and we ended up going out there. Well, you saw my buddies, and that was just. And I remember saying to you, I was like, Is this how it is? And you're like, oh, bud, this is this is
a different animal.
Man. Yeah, this was and so that was neat because we, people always just harp on the 1 year in Montreal I had, but that room we had a great room. We had a great. All of us were new. Yeah. We had a new group: me, Cammy, Spacho, Gio.
Skillsy was in there.
Skillsy was in there, and then it just kind of, we just. We
all liked each other.
It was literally we'd have the odd Cammy and Lappy would always would go at it or but the room was just we had Goldie the strength guy. It was just we had a bunch of beauties on that team and for some odd reason we just here we go, we just put it together at the right time. I mean, Halleck made about 1 million saves.
Great run,
But what a great run! And I remember because Kirk Muller would always tell us that you know, if you go on a great run in Montreal, there's nothing like it, and there really isn't. I mean, it was. I mean, we all been fortunate to go on some great runs, but when you're in that city and just seeing, I mean, that was just whatever that month, whatever that month and a half was just a blast. But I do remember one of the best stories about my buddy over here. We were Metro was late, and we're all we're in that classroom or you know the video room, and we're not there yet. But and I always tell the guys this that you know when it's a good guy because Metro's late, and next thing you know it's like there's like 5 guys trying to call you. You know where's he at? And like we're you know I was explaining to the young guys you don't want to be that guy that like no one really calls you and like you know fuck him, but we're you know no one wants to see. So I think it was Skillsy finally Hal Gill gets a hold of you. And you're like, oh, bud, I'm coming, I'm late, you know, something, you know, we all come up with the worst excuse, but you got to come up with something. And, you know, Metro's coming, he's late. And you're only about like a couple minutes late, whatever it was, but the meeting already started. And here you come walking in. And you're like, hey, bud, hey, guys, I'm so sorry, you know, God, I'm so sorry I'm late, you know, you're just, and it's a bad feeling. But then I think it was, no one really dawned on it, but there you have a brand new fucking huge.
Like
you had to have your coffee.
Yeah.
But I think it was like I don't know if Skillsy said it during the meeting or right after. It was like, how late were you? You had time to go get your coffee, and then you know because the excuse you gave didn't come up with it. And finally you're like, all right, here's what happened. I was on time, and then you were stuck in the drive-through, and there was just something like someone's car or something, and you were like, we were like, well, you had the truck, or whatever. We're like, well, why didn't you just go around? You're like, well, I had to get my coffee.
Creature of habit, man. I need my coffee, but you know, play good. So.
That was still one of the best. That was still. I mean, but yeah, the times. I mean, those Montreal. I mean, that team was just that was a fun year.
Remember him like at the end of the season or just the night the new. Well, not only that, like Halleck was amazing. You know, all the stop signs are putting Halleck over stop signs his name and. You know, winning 2 Game 7s, coming back to ride in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, fans are at the airport just waiting for us. Like, we've already won the cup after winning a Game 7.
I mean, it was...
You know, so...
It was a special time. It was definitely... I'll always remember that. And especially the group of guys we had. Like, it was just... You know, Spacho doing the... That's when I got that song, Macho Man. And we played that in the bar. And, like, fuck, the whole place would be, you know, Spacho Man. And it was just... And Hammer... Hammer. Like, we great group of guys.
Remember us sitting at the... Fuck, what were we'd go to some of the bars and take our shirts off at the bar, Skillsy and drinking. And,
you guys would do that. Yeah.
Well, you didn't? Yeah.
No, I had a little more class than that. But yeah, it was.
Wild times.
That was a good time. Then, but yeah, dude, and that's. I mean, I got to know you. We hit it off.
Yeah.
And we played together on the power play. Like,
man.
And I was always. And you scored 16 that year.
Yeah.
And then, I just remember. But I always remember like, I think it was. I remember it was something about you because you know you played against you see this and that, and then just watching you day in day out, you're like, this fucking guy's got skill, man. Like, and then like I remember joking around with you or something like, dude, Metro, you're pretty sick. You're like, yeah, bud, watch this, like you know, just.
I'm not just a fourth liner.
Yeah, I know, and it was, and then it was like you know, the PP with me. It was great. I mean, and then let's see, what happened after that. Where did we end up?
I ended up that year I talked to that was my best year in NHL pretty much. I was 35 now. Young man's game coming in now, and now it's like.
Well, I do remember you're a guy that like never ever got rattled. You just didn't. I mean, the way you grew up, there's nothing. But I do remember the time you got rattled. We were in Florida, and I think it was Brian Allen or someone, and we're all by the bench.
Yeah.
And you know. And I think he yelled out, "Hey Metro, let the kids play." And for some odd reason, man, that chapped your ass so bad. And you were like, because I remember we get back to the bench and you're like, Gomer, am I that fucking old? I'm not that old. Like, what's you saying that for? And I'm like, you letting this bother you, Metro? Like nothing bothers you. This is this one line's gonna
Well, fuck, I was old, man. Yeah, it's
let the kids play. But that and then another thing that people don't realize. I came in the locker room, we'd be in the shower or something, and, you know, there's some young guys there, and I'd be like, I'd start singing that Stevie Wonder song. And I'm just joking around, and I was like, I just called to say I love you, whatever. And next thing you know is, you come in the shower with your greasy look, and you just start belting it out, and we're all like, Metro, you kind of sing, and then so for the rest of the year, me and you would just every time we got in there, we'd just be like it just kind of pissed the guys off. But it was just that was our tune for a while. I think we only sang the one line, but it was
sounded good though.
The
echo.
Yeah.
I think at the end too, we still didn't we do some karaoke?
We went to we ended up at that bar, and they were playing Stone songs.
Yeah,
and me and you. We
took over the bar, I think.
And that wasn't the group we had. That wasn't too hard there, but I do remember that. There was we played. God, we must have played like 6 Stone songs.
Yeah,
and the guys loved it. They were like, "Hey, just keep going." And I mean, I don't know if the people in the bar liked it so much, but
I think we didn't. We ended up losing on the. I don't know if we lost on the road.
So we got.
And we called. We were like, "Hey, can you guys keep the bar open?" And I think there was a band there.
Yeah.
And we happened to, the band stayed, and we kind of just took over the bar, and it was a blast.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? But
those year-ends were pretty good.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
And so, what's okay? So afterwards,
Pierre Gauthier calls me. You know, he just said basically we're gonna pass. Bring it back. We're gonna go younger legs, whatever. That's when Noki came in, Nokalainen, or whatever. But hey, I wasn't gonna go do the 1-year deals anymore. Kids were older. I was like, let's do Europe. You know what I mean? I had actually, man, had an offer to go play with Yaroslav. The team, unfortunately, obviously, you know what I mean. Rest in peace, all those guys. But I had a good deal to go play with. Brad McCrimmon was my coach in Atlanta.
Oh, man.
Beast took over that team over there, and I was going to sign a deal over there. And at the time, my ex now, but my wife at the time was like, "No, you're not doing that." I was like, "Man, I got to go try to chase this money, and it sets us up pretty good." And no. So adamant on it. And finally, I'm like, "Okay." So we got a 2-year deal in Switzerland. Went to Zug. Obviously, the history of the plane went down, and then I had 2 great years in Zug, and had another offer to go back there. I'm like, no, you know what I mean? I already that already happened. I'm like, I'm not doing a Russia thing. So and I kind of just 2 years in Lugano, and then basically I went to Germany. 2 years in Germany, Mannheim, great spot, and then finished off.
Yeah, because I remember it was funny because we were talking. I think I was going. It was funny because I was going through that that year in Montreal, and I remember I talked to you. You called and you were just cheer. You were so a good guy. You were like, hey, what the fuck? Just it wasn't even about hockey. We just talked. We just talked about like you know how we've been there. You know what was going on. It was good to it was good to you to reach out, and it was just like you really realize like we only played a year, but still, I mean, it was always been good friends. And,
oh fuck yeah! And you're one of the best teammates I've had for sure.
Probably the only Mexican one,
but
but
played a lot of ball hockey with Mexicans. Though.
Yeah, are they any good?
Pretty good. They're fast.
Oh shit. Let's see. So we all went through it. I think we talked about it earlier. I guess we all go through it, and we all deal with it different. And it's something that you're prepared. You think you're prepared. And for me, by the end, it was just, you're finally in that spot where it's, you're the older guy. It's just easier to, he doesn't have to play. And you still, you still got to be a good teammate. Just what it is. And, the hardest part, you're like, I can still wax half these kids, whatever. And, and I remember for me, when I was done, I remember I retired I was going to try my elbow. I had to have surgery. It was just like, that's it. And I think I cried for like 3 days. I'd be driving around town in Anchorage and it just would be like, this is the last time, I've driven by this mountain my whole life. I'm not a hockey player anymore. Or now I'm driving, so I'd be crying. And I remember after the 3rd day, I was kind of enjoying it too, crying. I was like feeling sorry for myself. And then after the 3rd day, that 4th day came and I was trying to make myself cry and I was like, okay, can't do that. There we go. Like, all right. And I think the hardest part for me was just the itinerary. Just for the age we were this, I mean, maybe different, but you're told what to do. You're told where to go. You know where you're going, and then you're finally like shit, what do I do? Is someone going to tell me what to do now? And then I remember I got good advice from Jay Pandolfo. He's telling me that, all right, here's what happens. You start going to the bar probably a little earlier. And then he's probably joking around, but he goes, you'll start at you'll get there about 5. Then it leads to 4:30. 4, and then he goes, once you hit 3, or he goes, he's joking, once you hit 3:30, that's when you gotta kind of, all right, let's go. Yeah, I mean, but it was that was the hard part, and the thing was, it was different because it was younger guys now, and it was just different when we came in, where it was still like, you explain to guys that like, guys didn't care if they played hockey at the end, they just didn't want to leave the locker room.
Yeah.
And towards it was kind of the opposite. It was like, well, it's just a different room. It's just nothing wrong. It's just different breed of guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I'm actually gonna miss hockey. And the thing that the most was the competition. Yeah. Just even like going into the gym. Compete. Now it's like before you got Rocky playing in the background here. You're thinking about the season, thinking about a game. Now it's like, oh, I really got 20 more minutes of this. Like, so that was just kind of mine. Like, I don't know how you. It was the itinerary part in the competition. I mean, that just that got me. I was a little lost there for a little bit.
Yeah, I can echo that a little bit. Everyone's different, but I think for me it was more or less. I really loved being in the dressing room with all the guys. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever really had a bad teammate, and they always like became my family. I felt hard. You know what I mean? Emotionally and
like the year end. I remember the year end. The year end was like, I used to always get kind of emotional at the year end because this is the last time we're all going to be together. Yeah, and people, like your girlfriends, why they never understood that. We're like, why are you guys such? Like, you don't get it. Like, the year we had, all the trials and tribulations, whatever. Yeah. It's like, this is the last time we are going to be together. Well, you're going to see the guy later, and it's like, well, it's never the same. You're not a teammate, and and the same goes to the locker room. Ken Danico used to say, once you turn your key in, it's not the same. Because even when he was in the media, he's like, even when you do come in afterwards, it's a different feeling. It's not yours anymore.
Yeah. And back to the structure, the coach telling you have to do this to be here. You eat, nap, right? Get ready for a game. Yeah, man, I was lost. I went through a really tough period. Actually going through a separation. Unfortunately, a lot of us, a lot of guys kind of go through that kind of stuff, but. It's how you deal with it, and I coped with it a different way, and you kind of get through that fire a little bit, but you get through the other side, and you kind of just try to figure out, dip your toes in different stuff, see what you got. You're never gonna duplicate what you've done. No. The hockey, you're never gonna have a job like that again. You know what I mean? Winning with guys and competing and so now, what I'm getting into now, it's basically I'm back into the hockey world where I'm trying to give back to the kids any way I can because I know what the sport means to people in life. Just getting along with people, protecting each other, just the whole working together, So.
And a guy like you, especially, I mean, those, that's the kind of people we need in hockey. Yeah. Someone that's seen it all, done it all, come from play, and like you said, you worked, you had to. And a lot of these kids don't get that, like. If it gets tough already, like that's it, throw it in and shit. You got this story. It's just like no, there's you believe in yourself, you can do it. Right. Yeah. And then because I remember you, we hadn't talked in a while, and you were I think you may have still been in Europe or finishing off, and then you came back. Yeah. And I remember talking to you, and you're just like, hey, I went through some. And I hated hearing it. I felt like a dick. Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck, Metro. Why didn't you call me? Like, well, I'm better now, Gomer. But it's like, I think that's what me and you always got along because I would whine to you, and you just you were the guy that I'd go to. Like, we all got a guy on the team that we need someone to pump us up. Like Metro, like and you were just like, hey, you always had that smile with no teeth, that big gap, no tooth, and just like, hey, bud, hey, let's go. Like, let's go. Let's go work on this. I just always, I guess I always appreciated that because. I've always just bragged about, man, this guy is something special, man.
I learned a lot from you, bud. I remember you going, you get a shot. What was it? I forget whatever game it was, but you'd be like the next day. It was like Gomer's on the ice, and I'm out. You're like, come on out, pass me pucks. You missed the shot or something. Oh, yeah. And fucking next thing you know, I'm out there with a bucket of pucks. You're shooting from that spot where you missed that shot, and that kind of stuck with me. And I brought that over to Europe with me, and kind of was like.
Well, that's why I didn't score. That's why I didn't score in a year because you were gone after that. But I do remember we would go out there. But it was funny because even when I played for Adam Oates, I was just like that. Like the guys that could pass the puck. I mean, you had ultimate sauce. I could not sauce the puck, but me and you would just sit there and like we'd start far away, and then we see how close we were. We're basically like taking slap shots at each other. It was just we had. I remember we had some stupid game we used to always play like at the end, but that's just little stuff like that you're like, and you see guys today, and you're like, that can't pass the puck. You're like, well, here's a drill. It seems stupid, but me and Metro
just simple,
like throw it off your skate 10 times, and just it's gonna happen in a game. I mean,
that's what we do. We warm up. Remember, hard passes, forehand and backhand.
Another thing that you taught me too was, I'll never forget this. So things are going good, and the best thing about hockey, and especially we got to do it in the Bell Center, the warm-ups. Just, and I think when PK came on, he's playing that Jay-Z song, New York, New York. We're like, Bud, we don't play for New York. Like anyway, so we kind of took we gave it to PK. We got some songs in, and I remember like Jumping Jack Flash. But then we'd warm up. We'd start with the Who.
O'Reilly. Wait.
No, not O'Reilly.
Eminence Front.
So that tune for all the kids out there, the best. So the beginning. Yeah. So we'd be coming around, and me and you just you're feeling it, I'm feeling it, and we'd be skating around. And every time they said Eminence Front, I'm like, Metro, what's he saying? You're like, and then you skate around again, and then I'd be like, Metro, what the fuck's he saying? What are they saying? And you're like, Eminence Front. And I just remember that because it took me forever to like. I always have to ask you like, Metro, what the fuck are they saying? Like, oh, that fucking tune.
The Who, that was. We took over the radio in the dressing room. We had the remix, the Dr. Dre "Miss You" with the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that was a
good group, man.
It's a good group. But I guess, was there anything you want to talk about? Like, do you want to talk about anything, or do you want to promote anything? Do you want to?
I mean, I'm getting in this player development stuff. I'm down here in Tampa Bay.
Okay, we'll get into that. So right now you're in Tampa. You're getting back player personnel. Yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Kind of like I'm doing the community learn to play programs, building up hockey in the inner cities or wherever. Just kind of introducing hockey to players, and I'm also kind of starting off with my own player development kind of stuff. I'm helping the elite players on ice, off ice skills. Trying to mentor them. So basically it's the metromethod.com. And I'm kind of trying to build that up. I'm having fun doing that, and that's kind of where I'm at, man. Just trying to evolve.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah. But yeah, man, I just I was really excited for this one just because when I saw it in the lobby too, I was like, "There's that fucking face, man. Fucking Metro." Like, man, I love you, and thank you so much for doing this. And it's an incredible story, and like I said, I think not. I just say it, but everyone that played with you, it's still there's always a Metro story, and there's still best team I ever had.
I appreciate it, brother.
No,
you too, man. Thanks, bro.
Well, whatever.
Knuckles, elbows.